What's up, everybody? Thanks for coming back to my channel. Today's official sponsor is Hunter Biden. Oh, no. Sorry about that. Just a t-shirt, not sponsoring anybody. The channel's too small. By the way, I am just getting started out here on YouTube, so do me a favor, hit the subscribe button. Help me grow this channel. If you like what I have to say, hit the like button, share this video, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about Charlamagne Tha God. I don't know where that God came from. I think it's just his radio personality name. Charlamagne, for you, those of you that don't know, is a member of the Breakfast Club, which is a podcast that they work for a radio group that's owned by Diddy. I don't know all the ins and outs of it, but so Diddy's ultimately Charlamagne's boss, which has nothing to do with what I'm going to talk about. So Charlamagne recently made a comment that blew my mind. Like, I don't understand where some of these people, like, where these ideas come from. So Charlamagne said that he's not voting for Joe Biden, okay? However, he's not voting for Donald Trump either. So he said, I'm sick of old white male leadership. So I'm voting for Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris. I'm not doing this as a joke or offense to anyone. I don't know what the hell her name is. You hear Joe Biden and a bunch of Democrats call her Kamala or Kamala, whatever it is, and then if someone, you know, Donald Trump or someone else says it, it's racist, offensive. I don't know. I get lost with this nonsense. Now, if you've seen any of my other previous videos, I'm not a political guy. Never was. Never voted in my life, and up until this year I'll be voting. And I started to get political kind of because I had to. With the madness going on in the world, cities burning down, when you just see the censorship that's going on that should frighten every American, not just the left or the right, with big tech, Twitter, Facebook, censoring specific stories, specific people, specific groups, and not censoring the other. That should frighten everybody. It's straight out of, you know, George Orwell's book 1984. Look into that. It's crazy. Anyway, so Charlamagne says he's not voting for Kamala Harris. He's voting for Kamala Harris. He's not voting for Joe Biden. Charlamagne, that's not how it works. What in the hell are you talking about? For example, perfect example as to why that's the... I'm sorry, I mean, I've watched Charlamagne on the Breakfast Club a few times. I don't know. I don't really have an opinion about him either way. I mean, he's okay. He seems like a decent talk show host. I mean, the Breakfast Club has some pretty good, you know, pretty good guests on. He does all right. He was made a complete fool when Joe Biden said to him, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. So Joe Biden made a complete fool of you on air, Charlamagne, and you just let it ride. Like, and now you're voting for Joe Biden. Whether you want to say you're voting for Kamala Harris or not, if your vote's going to the Democratic Party, you're voting for Joe Biden. Now, one thing I do have to say to you is this might be genius on your part. I don't think this is what you're leaning towards, but everybody that has a half a brain in their head knows that Joe Biden is clearly suffering some sort of mental decline, which is very sad. I'm not making light of that at all. His mental capabilities are it's bad. This guy has no business being the president of you know, a local company, let alone the president of the United States. Joe Biden should be retired, hanging out comfortably in his multi-million-dollar homes that he was getting paid from China and Yugoslavia, Ukraine, China, Russia, all these other places where he was getting his money. He should be just chilling and enjoying the money, enjoying, you know, his 47 years of corrupt politics. You know, he should just be chilling. You are a corrupt politician for 47 years. You were a typical old white politician. You did it right. You were corrupt. You made a bunch of money. Just chill. You got nothing else to prove. I mean, you're starting to make yourself look worse by trying to keep this thing going. You know, when you were Obama's vice president, you guys made it look about as bad as you could. So just step back from the limelight. Take all the money that you and your son made in all these corrupt business deals and just hide out, man. Like, I don't understand the point. And at some point, someone's going to say, isn't this elder abuse to just keep pushing this guy? So, Charlamagne, that could have been a genius move on your part, saying you're voting for Kamala, because you do know that Joe Biden may last 6 months tops after the election, if they win. If the Democrats win and Joe Biden's elected president, we all know he's not going to last even a half a term, let alone the whole 4 years. So then Kamala is going to take over. All right, so I'll give you that, Charlamagne, if that's what you were thinking. I don't think that's what you were thinking. I think that you were just saying that you don't like Joe Biden at all. You're voting for Kamala Harris. That's not how it works. It's just not. So proof that that's not how that works is if you watch this last debate, when Trump was grilling Joe Biden about, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? You've been in politics for 47 years. You were the vice president for the past 8 years. Why didn't you get this done? Joe Biden specifically said, I wasn't the president. I wasn't the president. So he specifically made a point, and he actually kind of threw Obama under the bus with that shit. I mean, that was funny. So if you didn't see the debate, go back and watch it, and you'll notice that Trump kind of grills him. You should have got it done. You were the vice president. You were there for 8 years. You've been in politics for 47 years. You got none of this done. And Biden's, I don't remember his exact words. He specifically said something about Obama being the president, so he couldn't get done what he wanted to get done. So he throws Obama under the bus, rolls right over him, and basically says the vice president can't get stuff done. So, Charlamagne, by you saying you're voting for Kamala, that's a foolish thing to say, man. She's not running. She's not in the running. Like I said, I could be way off here. Charlamagne could be like, yeah, this guy's clearly out of his goddamn mind. He's not going to make it. She's going to be president. She gets my vote. I don't know, man. But for you to come out and say something like that, it makes no sense, man. And clearly, if you think that she's, I don't know. I'm at a loss for words here because, Charlamagne, you're voting for Joe Biden. I mean, whether you like it or not, whether you realize he made a fool of you on, right to your face. And I think at that point, you didn't really slap back at him too hard for saying something like that, but I think the blowback of that video played millions and millions and millions of times after that. If you won't vote for me, you ain't black, has made you look like a complete chump, therefore you're not going to endorse Biden. So, I don't know. It's funny, man. I think you should look at the bigger picture here. But, do what you got to do. I don't, I know who I'm voting for. I'm not trying to sway anybody's vote. I'm just looking for the truth. I'm looking for some honesty in what's going on. I've seen Kamala and Biden say 10 times that they weren't going to ban fracking. And then I've seen them 10 times say they were going to ban fracking, or more than 10. It's all just smoke and mirrors. I've seen them say that they're not going to tell us. The voters don't deserve to know whether they are going to pack the courts or not. Joe Biden specifically said, the words came right out of his mouth. No, the voters don't deserve to know till after the election if we're going to pack the court. That's the dirtiest, grimiest thing you could ever say. Basically saying, no, you little minions, I don't need to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to rule when I get in there. I'm going to do what I want to do. You don't need to know. So if that's the kind of guy you're voting for, you can say you're voting for Kamala Harris all you want. It doesn't matter. Your vote's going to Joe Biden. So the joke's on you, man, if you think that you're pulling one over on Sleepy Joe by saying you're voting for Kamala. You're not. The joke's on you at the end. So I don't know. You may want to think that through. Anyway, that's my rant for today. Listen, I appreciate you guys checking me out. Like I said, I'm just getting started here on YouTube, as if you couldn't tell. But I got some big plans with this channel. The world's gone crazy. There's a lot of insanity going on, a lot of hypocrisy going on. And I want to bring it all to you guys. Hit that subscribe button, join me on this journey, and enjoy the rest of your day. Peace.